Jake Aikenhead is part of our younger generation. He's part of a dinner group that meets once a month and explores the loneliness of leadership and the power of friendship in Christ. He's the director of Salvation Army's Gateway, which is on Jarvis Street near Richmond, serving a hostel that houses 100 plus men, providing food and other social resources to him. He is the second side of the street for what we do in Touchstone.
So trying to sum up my spiritual journey is a tough thing to do in a short period of time, but so I started working at a men's shelter in my early 20s, and that was a very transformative experience for a number of reasons, and trying to live out some of those steps that Jesus took, and trying to serve people who at first I thought were really different than me, and then I realized they weren't. But another place sort of where I've come to, and where Touchstone has been really transformative and helpful for me is interacting with faith in a way that embraces mystery a little bit more than the way that I grew up understanding faith. And so being okay with these gray areas and being actually excited about things that maybe don't make a whole lot of sense, or where there aren't easy answers. And I really appreciate the conversation that I have in some of the Touchstone circles and with Norm that are around those subjects, around those topics, and don't ever yield a perfect answer. So one of the things that Norm and I have talked about is how we work with people from both sides of the street. And some of the folks that come into the shelter, many of the folks that come into the shelter are broken, and they don't have a lot of resources to cover up that brokenness. Some of the folks that I know through Touchstone and myself and friends of mine are broken in very similar ways, but we have the resources to hide that a little bit more easily. And that's a beautiful thing to slowly come to understand, is that we are really all the same. And we are really all in need of love in the same ways. And so no group is different from the other. Well, I think for people with resources, we're so good at hiding our brokenness that sometimes we hide it from ourselves. So we don't even really stop to recognize something and call it what it is. Having conversations with others that are very frank and real conversations helps to kind of chip away at some of that, and helps us to stop and actually reflect and take stock and realize that, oh wow, I thought I had it all together, but I don't. Yeah, I feel like I'm just kind of at the beginning stages of my own journey with contemplative prayer. One of the things I've begun doing is an exercise in imaginative prayer, and imagining myself having a conversation with Jesus, which maybe 5 years ago I don't think I would have expected to hear myself say, but that's led to a whole bunch of really, really cool experiences for me, which have brought some new perspectives and new light into my understanding of prayer and my understanding of myself in relation to God.